प्रथम प्रार्थना श्री गणराया, प्रथम प्रार्थना श्री गणराया, लंबोदरा गणराया, लंबोदरा गणराया, गजानना गजानना, प्रथम पूजन गणराया, प्रथम प्रार्थना श्री गणराया, लंबोदरा गणराया, लंबोदरा गणराया, गजानना गजानना।
गुरु बाबा 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 गुरु बाबा, चरण नमोस्तुते गुरु बाबा, चरण नमोस्तुते गुरु बाबा, चरण नमोस्तुते गुरु बाबा, चरण नमोस्तुते गुरु बाबा, विद्यादायक गुरु बाबा, विद्यादायक गुरु बाबा, विद्यादायक गुरु बाबा, विद्यादायक गुरु बाबा, शांत स्वरूपा गुरु बाबा, शांत स्वरूपा गुरु बाबा, शांत स्वरूपा गुरु बाबा,
अष्टभुजाङ्गित अखिलाधारिणी
अष्टभुजाङ्गिता अखिलाधारिणी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी
जय देवी गिरिजा माता
जय देवी गिरिजा माता
जय जगदम्बे प्रणव स्वरूपिणी
जय जगदम्बे
अष्टभुजान्वित अखिलाधारिणी
अष्टभुजाङ्गिता अखिलाधारिणी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी
जय योगीश्वर हृदय निवासिनी जय देवी गिरिजा माता
हे शेष शयना नारायणा शेष शयना नारायणा हे शेष शयना नारायणा हे शेष शयना नारायणा वेदाभरणा नारायणा वेदाभरणा नारायणा वेदाभरणा नारायणा वेदाभरणा नारायणा भवभयहरणा नारायणा भवभयहरणा नारायणा भवभयहरणा नारायणा भवभयहरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा हे शेष शयना नारायणा हे शेष शयना नारायणा वेदाभरणा नारायणा वेदाभरणा नारायणा भवभयहरणा नारायणा भवभयहरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा पावन चरणा नारायणा नारायणा हरि 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 नारायणा नारायणा साई नारायणा नारायणा साई नारायणा हे शेष शयना नारायणा
शिव शङ्कर नमामि शङ्कर शिव शङ्कर शम्भो शिव शङ्कर नमामि शङ्कर शिव शङ्कर शम्भो हे गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
हे गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर
शिव शंकर शंभो
शंकर शंभो
शिव शंकर शंभो
शंकर शंभो
साई शिव शंकर शंभो साई शिव शंकर शंभो हे शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर शिव शंकर शंभो हे गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर शिव शंकर शंभो शिव शंकर शंभो साई शिव शंकर शंभो साई शिव शंकर शंभो हे शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर शिव शंकर शंभो
Om Shri Sai Ram. My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our dearest Swami. I welcome all of you on this auspicious day of Ugadi. Sai Ram to one and all present here. It's my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Geetha Mohanram, who comes from a family devoted to Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba over 6 decades. Her family's service spans generation. Her grand uncle, Sheshagiri Raoji, was Swami's personal attendant and the first priest at Prashanti Nilayam, while her father, Dr. Padmanabham, and mother, Kamala Padmanabhan, served in Swami's pivotal organizational and educational roles. Ma'am was named by Swami himself and has had the rare fortune of being immersed in his divine presence from birth and receiving his guidance throughout her life. Selected by Swami at the age of 15 as a SSA teacher, she went on to deliver programs across Karnataka. And in 1978, her marriage to Sri Mohanram was solemnized in Swami's divine presence. Following Swami's guidance, Ma'am moved to United States where she dedicated 17 years of teaching in kindergarten, earning Best Teacher of the Year for 5 consecutive years. For the past 20 years, she has been sharing her most cherished experiences of Swami around the world, from USA and UK to Singapore, Australia, India, bringing his life and teachings closer to all of us. In 2005, she had the extraordinary honor of addressing a distinguished gathering of Ladies' Day during Swami's 80th birthday celebration at Prashanti Nilayam. Today, we are blessed to hear from her, learn from her deep personal experience with our beloved Lord. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mrs. Geetha Mohanram ma'am.
वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. Offering my most loving and humble salutations to our ever-present, always present, omnipotent, omniscient Swami, thanking all of the office bearers present here, Brother Ganesh, who is the district president, and Mr. Suman Meka, who is the convener for this Sai Gitanjali Samiti, as well as all of the other office bearers here. Thank you all for inviting me. Sai Ram to all of the brothers, sisters, elders present here. Happy Ugadi to all of you. I hope the year brings us all good health so that we may serve Him better every single day and every moment of our lives. It's very difficult to speak to this audience. First of all, you all know me very well. Secondly, you've all heard me 1,000 times. And yet again, you are all kind enough to invite me to come and speak to all of you today. I'm very happy that when I speak in Sai Gitanjali, I speak to a whole lot of familiar faces. Every time I go somewhere to speak, no, I don't want. Wherever I go to speak, other than the people who have organized my talk, I usually don't know anybody in the audience. But here I feel at home with all of you, brothers and sisters. I know so many of you for so many times. This place is another home for me. So thank you again for asking me to come. I was just telling Mohanram on the way here, my husband, that it is difficult to speak for Ugadi. Because what is there to speak for Ugadi when we say it is the new year? As my son used to say when we were in the US and he was very young, I would say we were celebrating Ugadi and it's a new year. And he was very young and he would say, wow, the people in India are really slow. They are celebrating New Year 4 months after the New Year. Because January 1st for him was the New Year. And why are we celebrating New Year in March and April? So I was just thinking what one can say for Ugadi. You know, we all say it's a new year. We wish everybody a happy and prosperous and healthy year. But I was thinking that it is one more reminder that time has passed on from last year's Ugadi to this year's Ugadi, from January 1st to March, even in this year. And when you look back to that time, you wonder what you have done with your time. You know, Ugadi is nothing but time. We are celebrating time. Swami in so many discourses said, Kalaya Tasmai Namaha, we are celebrating time. Every moment of our lives should be used in the services of our fellow brothers and sisters so that we can get closer and closer to Him. So as I was thinking about this in the car, and I was also hoping sort of mentally, and I was telling Brother Amarnath here, he said, welcome, Swami is waiting for you. I said, I hope not, because I'm 10 minutes late. I hope he's not waiting for me. I hope he will forgive me because the Vedas had started. We left a little late and the traffic was heavy. So as you think about time, I remember one conversation that Swami had with us. It was really my good fortune to have been born into a family which came to Swami very, very early. You already know my biodata, so to speak. I was born into a family that came into Swami very early. I was very happy and really fortunate to interact with elders who understood Swami's divinity when he himself was a young boy. You know, even now when I go and speak, and there is so much of material that one can read, so much to see and hear, still people will say, when I speak in so many places, Auntie, how does one recognize his divinity? So many people ask me. When I spoke in New Zealand last year, they were asking, how does one recognize his divinity? And yet, I was fortunate to be born into a family that recognized divinity when he was only 16 or 17 years old, 15 years old. So it was their good fortune, no doubt, but it was also his will. So thinking of all the elders who have brought me this far, I was thinking about a conversation that we had once in the interview room with Swami. It came from a question that my son, who was 10 years old or 11 years old, asked Swami. He said, Swami was asking both Arun and Varun, are you happy in America? So both the boys in unison said, Swami, but we are so far away from you. I think I've said this before. Swami then said, what is far? Do you know how to spell far? They said F-A-R. They were very confident. What is the opposite of far? They said, Swami, near. We want to be near you. Physically in your form, in the presence of your form. He said, oh, but you know, I think of it differently. Far and near, I think of it differently. Far means F-A-R, you said. Father, for F, always ready. Father, pointing to himself, I am the father of all of you. I am always ready. I am always ready. You just have to call me and I am there. You just have to call me with intensity and I am there. So, Father is always ready. But what about near then? How are you going to explain near? And he said, you know, you may be in my physical presence, near, N-E-A-R, near. Never enlightened, always repeating. Never enlightened, N-E, never enlightened. Always, A, repeating the same mistakes over and over, again and again, without transforming oneself. Gathering information, but no transformation. That is near. Which do you want to be? It is better to be far away, absorb the teachings and practice it, rather than be in the physical presence, never enlightened and always repeating the same mistakes over and over again. So this led to a discussion when I said, but Swami, you always say, if we take one step towards you, you will take 9 steps or 10 steps towards us. So how does that gel with this conversation? You know, Swami is a master psychologist, you know, he knows how to answer all these questions. He said, Ademi kashtumo, what is so difficult about that? ఏమి భగవంతుని సమీపానికి 9 అడుగులు. భగవంతుని సమీపానికి 9 అడుగులు, 9 సోపానములు, he said. There are only 9 steps to God. There are 9 beautiful sopanamalu, 9 steps to reach God. How difficult is that? 9 steps తీసుకొలేవా? Can't you take 9 steps towards me? 9 స్టెప్పులు కూడా తీసుకునేదానికి కష్టమా? So you know that when he says something like that, there is something very deeply, a deep message which he wants us to understand. So I said, అది ఆవు 9 స్టెప్పులు స్వామి. What are those 9 steps that we have to take? Oh, Swami, in quick succession, you've all heard many of his discussion. He used to say, he used to say when describing sweets, Mysore Paku, Jamunu, Jilebi, Jahangiru. He used to give a list of sweets. The common factor is sugar, he used to say. So like that, he quickly said in English so that my sons could understand. ఏమి కష్టం అది? నాట్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. గ్రాటిట్యూడ్ నుంచి హ్యూమిలిటీ వస్తే ఈగో లేదు, ఈగో లేకుండా పోతే లవ్ వస్తుంది, లవ్ ఉంటే సేవ చేస్తే అందరిలో భగవంతుని చూస్తావు, భగవంతుని చూస్తే నామస్మరణ చేస్తూ పోతావు, నామస్మరణ చేస్తే నా దగ్గరనే వచ్చేస్తావు, నా దగ్గర వస్తే నువ్వు ఒకటే కదా. సో ఫాస్ట్. Gratitude leads to humility. Humility leads to egolessness. Egolessness leads to love. Love to seva. Seva to seeing divinity in all. When you see divinity in all, automatically you do namasmarana. And when you do namasmarana, you come near me. And when you come near me, you and I become one. He said it so sweetly, so fast. In English words, in Telugu, em kashtamu, gratitude nunchi, humility nunchi, egolessness nunchi, love vaste seva cheste, divinity andarlonu chustam. భగవంతుని అందరిలో చూస్తే నామస్మరణ చేస్తాం, నామస్మరణ చేస్తే నా దగ్గరనే వచ్చేస్తావు కదా, నా దగ్గర వస్తే నువ్వు ఒక్కరే కదా. సో బ్యూటిఫుల్. సో దెన్ we said, oh, this is really a tough job. So 9 steps now. Each one of them, I'm sure all of you attend study circle. Each one of these words can be discussed for hours together in a study circle. You just take gratitude. We are all sitting here. we all must have gratitude, and I'm sure we have, that today, on this Ugadi day, in this year, on this beautiful day, we are all able to sit in this lovely hall and think of the Lord. That in itself is gratitude. Not everybody has that opportunity, but we are here. We are alive. Our hands and legs are working. We are hearing. Gratitude. So when we have gratitude, it automatically brings us humility, Swami says. You think, Swami, you have given me this opportunity today to come to Sai Gitanjali, listen to the Bhajans, the Vedams. Really, thank you very much for that. We have gratitude, we thank him. Now, when I was thinking about these 9 steps while driving here, I was thinking, it's very easy for Swami to tell us all this. But when have I seen Swami doing all these 9 steps? Which he is telling is because Swami always says, my life is my message. I don't tell you people anything that I don't do. So when have I seen Swami showing tremendous gratitude about something? I was just thinking. And as I was thinking, I thought I should share this incident. Swami used to say that it is easy sometimes to think of God, but it is sometimes we forget the great devotees who brought us close to God. Because God we may not be able to see, but when we look at the devotees, they will take us closer to God. So I was thinking about it, and I thought of an incident that was a very sweet one for me. I'm sure Shakku auntie here may remember, and some of the older devotees may remember. In Puttaparthi, when you all go, you will see that Tulsi area before entering the ladies' side. There is a big area where they have a Tulsi plant. Now that was the area in the old days when the South Prashanti was not there. The South building was there. There were just the 8 rooms. We've all seen innumerable videos, I'm sure, about the old Puttaparthi when there were only 8 rooms. Of those 8 rooms, ours was one. Kasturi Garu uncle's was one. Chincholi Sita Maharaja's one. Venkatagiri Raja's, like this, 8 rooms were there. And there was no steps or anything, just sand and all of those eucalyptus trees, and in the side was this tulsi plant which you can still see. And there, these ladies, my aunts, the elders, would sit in Puttaparthi. You used to get lot of beautiful jasmine flowers, what we call ambur malige. We used to get lot of that ambur malipulu there. So they used to buy kgs of this from the villagers, and these ladies would sit there and tie the garlands. Because in those days, Swami was accepting garlands. So there were innumerable garlands that everybody used to garland. As soon as Swami comes at 6:30 in the morning, first darshan, one garland. When he enters the bhajan hall, one garland. When he leaves the bhajan hall, third garland. When he comes for lunch, one garland. After lunch, one garland. In the evening, Mangalarti, one garland. In the end, we used to take Pad Namaskar before Swami retires for them. So these were all garlands. Apart from this, people's birthdays, wedding anniversaries, all those garlands. So these ladies used to constantly keep making garlands. And of these ladies, there was one lady, of many of them are my aunts, but there was one lady who was the wife of Dasharath Ram Reddy Garu's wife. Dasharath Ram Reddy used to come from, he was a chief engineer. He used to come from Hyderabad. He and his wife used to come to Puttaparthi. They stayed there for a long time. They used to come for the festivals. She was a fabulous garland maker. She used to go on making garlands. Everybody, if it was my birthday, we will go and say, Auntie, can you make me a garland for tomorrow? It's my birthday. Somebody will say, it is my 60th birthday. So she will say, oh, tappaka chestan. She would keep going on making garlands. In fact, I don't remember as a child even remembering her garland Swami at any time. She was only making garlands for others. This garland, everybody used to go and ask her. She would happily make it. Baga veyi, peddiga chesinanu, Swami ventikallo chikkichoddu. Be careful when you put it. Don't put it in Swami's hair. Make sure you put it properly so all the jasmine doesn't stick to his curly hair. She would give these instructions. Elderly lady. So it went on. She went on like this for many, many years. And then after many years, I'm sure many of us know that Swami said, no more garlanding. So many garlands were being put. All those garlands used to come and they used to decorate inside the mandir. Swami said, enough of garlanding, no more garlands. He stopped this whole garland habit that was there for years. So this lady who used to make so many garlands per day, started to make only the small garlands for the mandir photos inside Prasanthi Nilayam mandir. You know, we see that even today. Not this many deities were there. Swami's photo, Shirdi Baba's photo, and Shirdi Baba's Vigraham was there. She used to make for that. Then as the years went by, she also became elderly. Many of the elders also passed away. And we all know, you know, when we go to Puttaparthi, I don't know how many of you realize. Of course, now there are those huge lions from the main Gopuram side. Not the ones on near the Sannidhi, but the other two lions. They made a line there, which they called as Buddhi line. So all these old people were sent there. Buddhi line, Poma, Buddhi line. So nobody knew as the years went by, as the devotees multiplied, as the organization grew, new office bearers came, youngsters became older. Nobody knew the older people who served Swami so much, with so much of intensity, for so many years, with no expectation. So she was one of those ladies. Her husband passed away. She was by herself. I think she had children, I don't know. She would come, she will go and sit in the Buddhi line. And when her garland making job stopped, her little bit of interaction that she used to have with Swami also stopped. Sometimes Swami would come when she is making the garland, I remember as the kid. Emi, పూలహార చేస్తున్నావా అందరుకు? He would ask her, are you making garlands? And says, Avunu Swami. And I remember even my one older aunt, Swami would come in those days, sit near the Tulsi and say, teach me also how to make garland. All these old ladies, much older than Swami, I told you he was 18, 20 years, they will all say, no, Swami, these stems will break because you don't know how to tie. And if you pull the thread, the stems will break. This garland is for him, but they don't want him to tie it. లేదు స్వామి అంత విరిగిపోతుంది, మీరు పోండి భజనలో వేస్తాం మీకు. You go now, we will garland you in the bhajan. Swami will say, no, show me how to garland, show me how to. But I remember one incident when my mother's aunt was there, Savitramma. You've heard of her incident, all of you, for whom the vibhuti came in the phone. That lady, she also used to make. She will speak very freely. No, Papa, ee poolanta paadchevaddu. She will say, don't go away, don't ruin all these flowers. So then, once I remember, Swami said, no, show me. So they gave him, just like we give children, in a small bowl, some 20 flowers. Oh, dintlo practice chesko po. You practice in this bowl of flowers, small bowl. So Swami tied, stems broke. అదే చెప్పలేదప్ప నీకు, you will ruin all the flowers. అంతే చాలు, నువ్వు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకో రేపు. All this conversation going, the kids are all playing. And Swami would tie 3 or 4. The stems would break. The garland was going nowhere as far as Swami's was concerned, while these ladies are making their garlands to be garlanded later. Then suddenly, within few seconds, he will say, చూడు సావిత్రమ్మ సరిగ్గా ఉందా, is this okay? And in the wink of an eye, Swami's garland would be longer than the ones that these ladies were making. So he didn't even really, he would have broken 10 flowers, but within split second, the garland would be, చూడు బాగుందా. Then she will say, యో ఈ భగవంతుని లీలాల మా దగ్గర ఎందుకు చేస్తావప్ప? వై డు యూ షో దిస్ లీలా? వీఆర్ ఇన్నోసెంట్ హౌస్ వైఫ్స్, వీ డోంట్ నో ఎనీథింగ్. You go and occupy yourself somewhere. So in this interaction, Mrs. Dasharath Ram Reddy also they would all laugh. That was their little interaction with Swami. Swami would go away. So as the years went by, I told you she became widowed. She was in the Buddhi line. Nobody knew who she was. No more garlands. Swami's conversations also with her stopped. So as the years went by, some of us who used to go to Puttaparthi, we used to go and talk to her. Auntie, bagunnara, ela unnavu? Say, unnanamma, I'm here, I'm okay. And we'll say, Auntie, we would remember nostalgically, Auntie, those garland days. ఆ రోజులంతా అయిపోయిందిలే. Those days are over now. వేరే వాళ్ళు వేసే చెప్పే విషయాలు వింటున్నాం. We are enjoying the words of Swami and the other devotees, she would say. So many years went by. I went away, I got married, I went away to the US. In 2003, I think it was 2003, I came to Bangalore. And I had gone to Brindavan to see Swami 2006 actually, when my son graduated. So I came to Brindavan, my son and I had come. And we were sitting in Brindavan, and suddenly I saw on the chairs this elderly lady, she was sitting there. I had not seen her in Brindavan. I would only see her in Puttaparthi. So after Swami's darshan was over, I went to her and I said, Sairam auntie, how are you doing? I'm Dr. Padmanabhan's daughter. She said, oh, Telusu, how are you? She was very happy. Then she held my hand and said, will you come with me? I've got the inside, they have given me some rooms in the back of the Brindavan building there. So, if will you come with me? I want to share something with you. Only some of the old people who know me from before will understand this. Will you come with me? I really want to share with you. So I went with her, and I said, she had tears in her eyes. Shall I tell you what happened? I said, what happened, auntie? She said, you know, few days back, about 2-3 weeks back, I was staying in Prashanti Nilayam. You know, when you are staying in Prashanti Nilayam and you want to go somewhere, you require Swami's permission. I was not going anywhere because Swami doesn't talk to me. I don't talk to him. No permission, nothing. I was there. Suddenly, one morning, around 11:30 or 12, somebody knocked on my door. I opened. Two young boys who looked like Swami's college students. They came to me and they said, Amma, Swami has asked you to come to Brindavan. We have brought the car. You please come with us. She says, who are these young boys? I don't know them. They are coming. And she said, no, why are you? No, Swami has told us to bring you. So she said, no, Swami has not talked to her in 20 years now. Swami has not sent word for me, appa, papam, pillalu meeru, you're young fellows, you don't know who you're thing. You go and find out correctly whom. Don't take the wrong person and get into trouble with Swami. No, auntie, are you, my room ide kada something, yes, something. Is this your room? Yes, this is my room. Me peru Dasharatha Ram Reddy Garu, Bharya. That's all they are saying. Are you the wife of Dasharatha Ram Reddy Garu? Yeah, I am his wife. But Swami is not talking to me, he has not talked to me. Inkevaru Dasharatha Ram Reddy undochappa, poi chudu Shanti Bhavan lo. Go in Shanti Bhavan and check. There must be some other Dasharatha Ram Reddy, it's a pretty common name in Andhra. You go. So she sent those boys away, I believe. She said, చూడు వాడు వచ్చి అడిగితే నేను పొమ్మని చెప్పేసినాను ఈ పిల్లలతో. I told these boys to go away, you will get into trouble. So those boys with the long face have come back to Brindavan. They had come from Brindavan. They told Swami, said, where is that lady I told you to bring? Swami, she wouldn't come with us. Swami said, did you go to this room? Yes, Swami. Did you ask her if she is Dasharatha Ram Reddy Gar Bharya? Did you ask her if she is the wife? Yes, Swami. She said, there is somebody else in Shanti Bhavan maybe. You go and said, Swami nicely scolded. I told you to bring her. I gave you the room name. I gave you her name. Go back and bring her. So on the same day, he sent those boys again to Puttaparthi. So they arrived there late in the night, evening, 6:30 or something, and said, Amma, we will do satyagraham in front of your room if you don't come. If you don't come with us, Swami will throw us out of our Brindavan college there. You have to come, you have to come. They cried and everything. So this poor lady, she was telling me, జీవం ఒక పిడికిడి చేసుకొని I made my jiva as small as my fist. Because I was scared that I will be thrown out of Puttaparthi for leaving Puttaparthi without Swami's permission. These two are unknown boys. They told me to sit. I grabbed 2 saris, put it in a bag and sat in the car and I went. She arrived in Puttaparthi late in the night. They gave her some place to stay. She arrived in Brindavan, stay to stay. Next day morning, she came and sat outside in the Sai Ramesh hall where the chairs are there. She's sitting, she said, very scared, making herself as small as possible so Swami doesn't spot her. She's sitting there. Swami comes out for darshan and comes straight to her and said, ఎన్నిసార్లు ఆ పిల్లల్ని 2 సార్లు పంపించినాను ఫ్రమ్ బెంగళూరు టు పుట్టపర్తి. ఐ సెంట్ దోస్ 2 బాయ్స్ ట్వైస్ టు బ్రింగ్ దెమ్. రమ్మంటే రాకుండా అక్కడే కూర్చున్నావా నువ్వు? ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ టు కమ్ అండ్ యూర్ నాట్. And you know, as that lady was narrating, she was sobbing. And she said, after 25 years, I heard his voice talking to me. After asking me to teach him how to make garlands And after the stopping the garlands, 25 years later, she was talking to me. He was scolding me. Titlo Pogodo. Doesn't matter whether he's scolding me or shouting me or praising at me. His voice was for me. His voice was for me. I just watched his face. Then he said, Chudu buddhi ledu neeku. I told you to come. I am leaving in 2 days to Kodaikanal, taking all these MBA boys to Kodaikanal. You also come with me. She said, oh, you Swami, how will I come, Swami? She has not talked to him. Imagine, she's a conservative old lady of many years. How will I? నువ్వు ఎప్పుడు ప్లేన్లో పోలేదు కదూ యూ హ్యావ్ నెవర్ గాన్ ఇన్ ద ప్లేన్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఇన్ ద ప్లేన్ ఐ విల్ టేక్ యూ ఇన్ ద ప్లేన్ యూ విల్ బీ రెడీ బై డే ఆఫ్టర్. So she said, he Sarvantaryami Bhagavantudu. He knows everything. He is omniscient. He is omnipotent. How can I tell him I brought 2 old cotton sarees in a bag? Because I was sure he will throw me out for leaving Prasanthi Nilayam without his permission. This is how I have come. How can I go in an aeroplane with all these important people that Swami takes to Kodaikanal in a chartered flight? How can I go? I said, Ayo, why are you testing me more, Swami? Why are you testing me more? I don't know how to go in the plane. I have not brought clothes with me. I have no money. How can I go? So she went in with tears inside, I believe, went there after Vrindavan Darshan, she went in. And when she went to that room, that space they had given her, Mrs. Ratanlal came and said, Swami has said that I need to take you shopping in Bangalore to buy you suitcase and sarees. So she brought her into the city. Swami told her, buy a suitcase also. She doesn't have suitcase also. Suitcase and sarees and whatever the item she required. She bought it, she came. And she said, అదేమో ప్లేన్ అంటమ్మా నాకు ఏమీ తెలియదే హౌ విల్ ఐ గో ఇన్ దట్ ప్లేన్ ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ టు సిట్ స్వామి మేడ్ హర్ సిట్ నెక్స్ట్ టు మిసెస్ రతన్ లాల్ షీ షోడ్ హర్ హౌ టు వేర్ ఎ సీట్ బెల్ట్ అదేమో బెల్ట్ వేసుకున్నాము అది చేసినాం వాళ్ళంతా జ్యూస్లు ఇచ్చారు షీ సేస్ సో స్వీట్ ద ఓల్డ్ టైమ్ డివోషన్ దే గేవ్ అస్ జ్యూస్ but 2, 3, 4 seats away I can see Swami's hair. How can I drink my juice when I can see Swami's hair there? See, nowadays, if we have to sing 2 lines of a bhajan, we have 3 gallons water in front of us and go on drinking. As though we are giving a kacheri of 4 hours. To sing 2 lines, that too we sing only our bhajan. We don't follow anybody's bhajan because the voice will go. We want to protect. We don't. No, I am speaking of myself too. I am not commenting. Because we are all become so absorbed with our own selves. We have lost our absorption for the Lord. She said, I can see his hair in some seat in front of me. Yengnu chestu juice tageda. Can I keep drinking juice in front of my Lord like that? Emi tagledamma velipoyina ma imento. She arrived. Then she came to Kodaikanal. She had a good time there with Swami, did all the things that Swami did with all the students. Came back also. And she was sitting there when I went and said, she said, see, I wanted to tell you that after everything was over and we came back to Bangalore, I said, Swami, 25 years you did not even look at me. Why did you call me suddenly to take me to Kodaikanal in a plane, buying me clothes? Why did you do that? And Swami said, నేను అంత కృతజ్ఞుడు కాదు. I am not someone who has no gratitude. ఎన్ని ఏళ్ళు నాకు నువ్వు పూలు చేసి చేసి నీకోస్కరం ఒక రోజు కూడా చేసుకోలేదు కదా నువ్వు. Not even one day you garlanded me. But you kept on making garlands after garlands for my devotees so that they can get the joy of garlanding me. అయితే నేను మర్చిపోలేదు కదా, నేను కృతజ్ఞుడు కాదు కదా. I am not somebody with no gratitude. The first step that we have to practice to reach the Lord himself has practiced. He himself has practiced the sense of gratitude towards the devotee who showered so much of love on his devotees so that they could get the joy of garlanding him. Gratitude leads to humility, Swami said. Gratitude unte humility vastundi. Because when you have gratitude, when you look at others and you'll think, oh, so many people, wonderful devotees, they are doing so much work for Swami. అయ్యో స్వామి నాకు కూడా ఈ శక్తి ఇస్తే నేను కూడా చేస్తాను కదా. ఇఫ్ యూ గివ్ మీ ద స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఐ విల్ ఆల్సో సర్వ్ యూ. యూ విల్ గెట్ దట్ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమిలిటీ. సో దెన్ ఐ థింక్ ఆఫ్ స్వామి. Did Swami says my life is my message? When has Swami shown humility? When has he shown? Because he cannot tell me and my 2 10-year-old sons if he himself has not shown. And as you think of it, the flash that comes in front of me and my wonderful sister here, Srilata, Dr. Rajaratnam's daughter is here. She was with me in the summer course and she may remember this incident. Sri Dharmavira, who was the governor of Karnataka, he came to inaugurate the 1974 summer course. So 1974 summer course in which Swami has given a series of lectures on Bhajagovindam. If you listen to the Radio Sai of the Media Center, I'm sure you will listen to Premanosh and Sai Prakash giving a series of lectures on the 74 Bhajagovindam series that they are already doing it. I think they are now on the 100. Swami has given 32 discourses, all Bhajagovindam for the summer course students. So this was the inauguration of the 1974 summer course. Sri Dharmavira was there, and on the dais there were 3, the simhasanams they had put for the 3 important people to sit there. One was, the middle one was Swami. You can clearly see that because there was a step stool for Swami's chair. So you know that that is to be occupied by Swami. To the right of Swami, there was one more of the thrones. On the left of Swami, one more throne. One was to be occupied by Sri Gokak, who was the Vice Chancellor, and the right side one was for the governor. And they all 3 came together. They all went up on the stage. Swami had the governor seated. Sri Gokak was also standing in attendance there. But Swami came down the dais to give darshan to all the students and the invitees sitting. This was in the old days of Vrindavan when they used to put a shamiana in the back of the old bungalow where the summer course was to be held. If you've seen videos, you will see that. So Swami came along the aisle to give darshan. And he went all the way to the back, turned around, talked to a few people and started to come. Now we were all youngsters, you can imagine, summer course students, all 18, 19, 20, very, very immature, sitting there, turning around, craning our neck to see Swami and sitting in the front. And we were observing Sri Dharmavira, who was sitting on the chair. If you all know or have seen any pictures of him, you will see that he is a very small built man. He is very short. He is shorter than Swami. He was sitting on the stage and we were all giggling to each other because there was no step stool for him. It was just the throne. They had clearly put a step stool for Swami's chair so that everybody knows nobody is to sit there. But for this man's chair, there was no step stool. So he was sitting there at the very edge of the chair, trying to reach his toes onto the dais. He could barely, even literally sitting at the edge, he was in a very uncomfortable position. His feet were hanging and his 2 toes were trying to touch the thing. Many of you may not understand this on the men's side or even on the ladies' side, but I have faced such problems many times, myself being 5 feet tall. Right now, Srilata and I laughed about the podium and the stand here behind me, the step stool behind me. So we were all sitting there giggling because he was in a very uncomfortable position with his legs dangling. And Swami came. And Swami came on the aisle and he looked at the dais, but he just came very, calmly, no expression on his face. He came up on the stage. And brothers and sisters, when Swami says, be aware, be alert, that is my name, he says. Be aware, be alert, see Sai always in all. That is the meaning he has given for the word Sai Baba. Be aware, be alert. How? Be aware and be alert of your own self. Present yourself properly. Be aware and be alert of the community around you. Does somebody need help? Does somebody need something? Be aware and be alert around the surroundings. Be aware and be alert of your thought, words, and actions. When you do that, you can see SAI, Sai, always in all. That is the explanation. So this Swami, be aware, be alert Swami, came. He must have spotted Sri Dharmavira's difficulty. He just came up on the stage, and that scene is so vivid in my eyes. He just went up. He was talking to Sri Gokak, just discussing the program which was about to start, and very gently moved his step stool towards his feet, gently under Dharmavira's chair, so that that man could put his feet on Swami's step stool. That was how aware and alert Swami was of this man. So that was the humility of Swami, that he was willing to push his own step stool with his own feet towards the devotee who was struggling to sit on a chair, a man of such importance, the governor of Karnataka, sitting there, and somewhat of a spectacle to the audience who were watching his discomfort. As soon as Swami pushed the step stool, of course, every Sevadal member in that building ran to get 3 more step stools. One for Swami and one for Gokak. There were 2. Swami buddhi ledu, Gokak 6 feet unnadu, steps మీద కూర్చుంటే ఇంకా పైన పోతాడు. So you must use your brains. You are bringing step stool for Gokak, who is a 6-footer. If he puts his feet on the step stool, that poor man will be uncomfortable. Use your common sense where you are putting the step stool. See, this is what, as devotees, it is not enough to just come and sing bhajans. It is not enough to do our various Narayana Seva. But it is important to be aware of each other. Who has a little bit of trouble? What are we doing that we are messing up other people's, concentration? What are we doing? So just be aware, be alert. So this was the humility of Swami, who moved his step stool very gently towards the governor. So the humility moves on. Swami says, when you have humility, you have no ego. Swami had no problem moving his own step stool to the governor. Ego lekunda ఉండేది కదా. Swami said, ఏం కష్టం, గ్రాటిట్యూడ్ ఉంటే హ్యూమిలిటీ ఉంటుంది, హ్యూమిలిటీ ఉంటే ఈగోనే లేదు. No ego. When do we see that in Swami again? Because we are all here because we want to follow his footsteps. One day become like him. One day become empathetic like him. One day become compassionate and kind like him. So, I saw this particular incident when I was very young. I may not be able to cover all the 9 Sopanamalu today in the 40 minutes, but I will try to cover the few that I can. Egoless. A egoless ante, you have all heard me tell this, I'll go through very fast. There was an old devotee called Konamma, Shakwanti will know, in Puttaparthi. Old lady, nobody to her rescue. Widowed old lady, dependent on Swami for everything. I remember Swami used to give her 2 saris, one for Navaratri, one for birthday. Those were the 2 saris was her daily wear. He used to give ordinary saris. She used to sell peanuts outside the Prashanti Nilayam gate. With that little money that she got, she used to buy something. But no food, nothing. She used to get whatever she needed. When she came, she was destitute. Family members had thrown her out after taking away whatever little land and property she had. So she came and fell at Swami's feet. Swami said, you can stay here, but you cannot stay here without doing any work. Prashanti Nilayam is not an old age home where you can just go and relax because your children or somebody will not look after you. It's a place where you have to do seva for Swami. So Swami said, you can say. So you see, she was an illiterate lady from the village who could not even write her name. We all have degrees from one name to the other next to our names. Just now she read all this introduction. What a useless. Because if I can become a Konamma, I don't want any of the introduction that the young lady gave me. That Konamma, who could not write her name, she said, she was not that old at that time. She said, I will do whatever work you say, Swami. Em chestavu cheppu. She says, Swami, I don't know anything. I don't know how to read. I don't know how to write. I don't know anything. Meer bhojanam cheste mee patralanta kadugtanu, Swami. I know how to wash the dishes. After you finish your food and cooking is over, I will wash your dishes, Swami. If you give me that job, I will do. Look at how smart. She was no different from the Hanuman who said, I will snap my fingers when you yawn. So now, as soon as coffee, Swami drinks coffee, in those days he used to drink, she is there to take Swami's lota to wash. After breakfast, she is there to wash Swami's tatta. After lunch, she is there. After afternoon snack, she is there. After dinner, she is there. And Swami will eat 2 bites and say, Konamma, nu poi tinu. Whatever Swami had, he will take 1 piece, give the rest to Konamma. So she is having every day prasadam of the Lord. Coffee left over. We were all like, hey, we want some prasadam. This Konamma is eating everything. So that poor lady would come and give little pieces of vada and this and that, whatever she did. But that was her food. You see how Swami, so thoughtful. She had no money to buy food. He gave her his prasadam as her food. Every day she used to wash all the time. One more job that she used to do, in those days near that Gopuram gate which you see, there were 2 wells. We had to draw the water from there and bring. Even for Swami, the water used to be brought from there. The water would be boiled and that water would be given to Swami for his bath. So that was her job, to draw the water and boil the water. So these 2 jobs she was doing, all completely where she has to be in service to Swami. Now if we will want to go to Sri Ratnakar Garu to ask for badge to do such a job. But that lady just asked, Swami, I am destitute to give me, Swami give. So this Konamma was there for many years. Then this Konamma, we had gone, my father, myself, my brother and my mother. We went to Puttaparthi one weekend and Swami came for darshan and finished the bhajan. In those days, bhajan would get over around 10:30. Very hot in Puttaparthi. Must have been summer holidays or something, I don't remember. Then finished and we were all just come to our room, those 8 rooms, we were saying one of the room. Suddenly, Swami came down and he used to come and be with us in the room all the time, many times. So, Padmanabh, Padmanabh, he called. So, my father came running out of the room and he said, Chudu, that Konamma, she is not well. She has got severe stomach pain. No, ippade Bangalore teeskovellu, because in those days the general hospital did not have the ability to do surgeries or anything like that. Bangalore ki ippade nu teeskoni vellu, Konam chala idi kadupu noppiga undi, nu teesko. Okay, Swami, I will take her, he said. My father said. Then he said she cannot sit. She can sleep in the back seat, lie down in the back seat. So, akkada padipettukoni nu teeskovellu. Then he told my mother, Kamalamma, nuvu Jagadish, that is my brother, meeriddaru bus lo vellandi Bangalore ku. Geethamma, because I was very small. So I said, Geethamma Konamto Rani, because Konamma also cannot go alone with my father, being a lady and an elderly lady. Geethamma Konamma car lo vellani, meeriddaru bus lo Bangalore ku vellandi. We said, okay. So quickly we had just arrived in the morning in Puttaparthi, quickly put our things together, getting ready, and my mother went to Konamma's room to tell her, Konamma, we will take you to Bangalore, Swami has come. That lady, oh, Swami, nandi tanchukuni vachinara, ayyo, nenu enta tondaristunnanamma, I am giving so much trouble to Swami. He thought of me and he's telling me, she was in extreme pain that you could see. So my mother and myself, we brought her, settled her down in the car, and brothers and sisters, I have this image so clear. There is a staircase that comes to the back of the building also, where that Tulsi and all is there. Now because of all those Gopurams, you cannot see. Swami came down and I remember him carrying a small black bag, like a leather bag, and said, Late Padmanabh, Konamku Neeto vaste, she doesn't know you very well. Chala kashtapadutundi. She is a village lady. She is very uncomfortable. Nenu kuda vastunna neeto, Kamalama nu buslo ra. So Swami with his little black bag came in the car. My father and Swami in the front seat, myself with Konamma. And it was a small car. My father was not a wealthy man. He had a small car in those days called Standard Super 10. I must have been about 4 or 5 years old. The number of that car also I remember, MYB 9897. Swami has come many times in that little car. So Swami sat with my father in the front, myself and Konamma in the back. My mother has to go now, find a bullock cart, go to Penakonda. That whole journey she has to do. We started from Puttaparthi And I think just then some rains had come. Barely we have gone 10 kilometers or 8 kilometers. There was no road or anything. The road was a kacha road, there are all lot of trenches. It was filled with water and the car got stuck in that trench. This lady, she is in pain. He keeps on saying, Sairama, 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 she will say in the back seat. And Swami will say, Unnano, Konama, Unnano. He's in the front seat. She will say, Sairama, Unnano. Swami will say, Padko, Padko, vachesi. And then like a small child you tell, he says, we almost reached. Inke vachesnamle Bengaluru. Unnan. Yeah. We still have 4.5 hours to 5 hours journey. Hardly 10 minutes. Ostan. We have gone, the car got stuck. See, in the old days when the car gets stuck, my mother, my brother, all of us will get behind the car and push the car very fast and the car will get out of the tread. Now, who is there in the car? Sick Konamma, 5-year-old me, my father has to be at the driving thing, and Swami. So poor thing, my father, he got out and holding the steering wheel with one hand, his idea is to push the car. Swami, ఏం నూకుతావు పద్మనా? What will you push? Steering wheel పట్టుకుంటావా, కార్ పట్టుకుంటావా? So Swami, what else can he do? Swami just got out. I have such a sweet Swami. You all have come to know. You must have done janmas of punya to be sitting and even thinking about him today on this Ugadi day. He got out. Kucho Padmana, nen nooktan. I will push you, sit down. No Swami, no Swami. Those of you, many of you know my father, very quiet man. No Swami, no Swami, no. No, kucho vayya nen nooktan. And he comes. So I am a kid, 4 years old. I'm very curious to see what Swami is doing in the back of the car. So forget Konamma's head on my lap. I turned around, looking in the back windshield. This beautiful Swami. If you all are wondering, Auntie, how do you recognize his divinity? With one finger, he put the car went out of the trench. One finger. I have seen it. He came and sat down. And then I, like a parrot, or Daddy, వేల్లో నూపినారు స్వామి. He pushed it with one finger, Daddy, I am telling. Swami says, Govardhanagiri ఎత్తిన వాడికి కారే. For this Lord who has lifted the Govardhanagiri, what is this silly standard 10 super 10 car, one. So 2-3 times all the way in those days trenches, Sakonti will remember trenches, car get. 2-3 times my father will get out. I am also jumping. Swami, nenu kuda nookta. Swami gets out, pushes to the. See, this is like the devotees. We are all sitting with a 1 gallon water, no? After the 4th trench, the car gets stuck. We are all looking at Swami. So are you going to get down now or not? So anyway, 5 or 6 times, push the car, came here to Bangalore. We arrive here. And on the way, this Swami, my father, he has left right after bhajan. No lunch that day, Swami. He has left right after Mangalarti. So my father, when he had come, and in the old days, when coming from Puttaparthi, they used to pack everything from there and come. We have no time to pack because Swami left suddenly. We came. When we come to Penakonda, Swami tells my father, Padmana, Penakondala dosa tintava. My father always used to eat that dosa near the bus stand in Penakonda. So, no, Swami, you have not even had lunch also. He said, no. Papam, drive cheyalani kada, you have to drive for 4 more hours. You go. Then can you believe my father stopped the car little away from the bus stand of Penakonda. Bus stand, got out. He used to wear one angavastram, like valli. He tied it on Swami's head because in Penakonda they were not devotees. If they see Swami's hair, they throw stones at the car because they were not devotees. So he tied a valli to Swami's hair so that nobody can see Swami's big hair in the windshield. He tied it and went and brought coffee and dosa for Swami, which he ate in the car. Konamma, nu dostinte baundudile ni kadupu. You cannot eat dosa for your stomach. You drink water. Then between my father and we had some small something. We left. We arrived in Bangalore. You will all know, you're all Bangaloreans. Double road we arrived. There, as soon as now they have built all that flyover and all that, no flyover in those days. Dr. Kalappa Nursing Home was there. The older people will know. Kalappa Nursing Home, Dr. Kalappa was a general surgeon who was a Kurgi doctor, who was an ardent devotee of Swami, who used to come to Swami once in a while to Brindavan and all that. A very good friend of my father's also. Swami said, "Ee Kalappa దగ్గర తీసుకోపో." So we arrive in Kalappa's nursing home. We have left at 10:30. We arrive at 6:30 or 7 in the evening. It was a Saturday. We arrived there. Dr. Kalappa's nursing home was in the front. His house was in the back. So Swami got out of the car along with my father, went to the house, knocked, rang the bell. Dr. Kalappa opens the door. There is Swami in front of his door and my father stand. And in Kannada, you Swamigale, 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 ಇದೇನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಾಳಪ್ಪ, ಇನ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಇನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡ, ನಾನೊಬ್ಬರು ಭಕ್ತರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಭಕ್ತರನ್ನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಭಕ್ತರನ್ನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಪುಟ್ಟಬರ್ತಿಯಿಂದ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀಯಾ ನೀನು ಅಂತ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ದೆನ್ ದ ನರ್ಸಸ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ದೇ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೋನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್. She was taken there. That Kalappa nursing home outside waiting room had wooden benches. Swami, na manenan kootkoli. Swami, please sit in outside. Swami said, no, I will wait here. You go and see what is wrong with her. So Kalappa went inside, came up and said, Swami, her appendix has burst. How she is alive so far, he doesn't know. Because with a burst appendix, she has travelled from 10:30 to 7 p.m. He has travelled with the Lord. So, Swami, she needs surgery, Swami. I have to phone the anesthesiologist, the anesthetist. So he's not there. I have to call him, Swami. In those days, no cell phones. If you have to call the doctors, you have to call the place where they are. If he's in Gitanjali, you have to call Gitanjali main line. So Swami, I have to call. Swami, I can never. I was still a small gun, but even then I could understand that this was something funny. He said, ನಿನ್ನ ಅನಸ್ತೇಶಿಯಾ ಕೊಡೋನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳೇ, ನಾನು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ಅನಸ್ತೇಶಿಯಾ ಕೊಡೋನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಪಾಪ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಬಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ, ಅವನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ನಾನು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬೈ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೋರ್ ಕಾಳಪ್ಪ ಶೇಪ್ ಅವನು ಬಂದರೂ ಕೊಡೋ ಶೇಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಯು ನೋ ವಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಈಸಸ್ ಅವನು ಬಂದರೂ ಪಾಪ ಅನಸ್ತೇಶಿಯಾ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವೇ, ಅವನೇ ಅನಸ್ತೇಶಿಯಾ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸೇ, so this poor Kalappa, what is he going to do? There is no anesthetist, and Swami is telling the state of the anesthetist also. ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ? ಪೋತಿಂಗ್, ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಸರ್ಜರಿ. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸೆಡ್, ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ ಓಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅನಸ್ತೇಶಿಯಾ. So, can you believe it, brothers and sisters? I admire, of course, this is a Bhagavan's story, but admire the faith and the devotion of that surgeon, that general surgeon. He put the patient on the operation theatre. Swami material, we are all looking inside, Hindi, what's going on. Swami materialized Vibhuti, put it on her forehead. Konama Northi, open your mouth. Put the Vibhuti, Konama, paduko. Go to sleep. Finished. Konama went to sleep. Now this doctor, ನೀನು ಮಾಡು ಕಾಳಪ್ಪ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತು. He has to do surgery on a patient who has eaten vibhuti and who is sleeping, supposedly. You can imagine how much faith that man must have had to do that. So Swami and my father and myself on the wooden bench there. My father is a Swami, inka మేము ఇంటికి పోతాం, కాళప్ప చూసుకుంటాడు, కాళప్ప will take care of her. We will go to our house, I will take you to Brindavan, Ramabrahmam గారితో నేను ఫోన్ చేపిస్తాను. I will make a call to Ramabrahmam గారు. By this time it's 9 o'clock in the night. Whitefield పిలుచుకుపోతాను, స్వామి మీరు వచ్చేయండి, వాడు చూసుకుంటాడు ఇంకా కాళప్ప. You see the love of this Lord, this love, this egoless love. He said, ఏం పద్మనా, రాసేదానికి రాదు, చదివేదానికి రాదు, ఆస్పత్రికి పోలేదు, షీ డజంట్ నో హౌ టు రీడ్, షీ డజంట్ నో హౌ టు రైట్, షీ నెవర్ వెంట్ ఇన్ టు హాస్పిటల్. ఆ సర్జరీ చేసేటప్పుడు వేసిండే లైట్లంతా చూస్తే, ఇఫ్ షీ వేక్స్ అప్ అండ్ సీస్ దోస్ సర్జరీ లైట్స్, భయపడిపోతుంది కదా మన కోనమ్మ. She will get so scared when she sees that environment. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know how to read, write. She doesn't know the language also. She's Telugu. This is a Kannada speaking doctor. నేను ఎలా వస్తాను? లేదు. operation kanle. So he sat in that hard wooden bench, just sipping some water. My father tried to get coffee. Swami said, no. 9:30, Kadappa comes with his mask and everything. Swami, surgery aitu. Surgery is over. She is still sleeping. So that shows how stressed out he was that she will wake up in the middle of his. Swami went in. Konama, lay, sir. Operation anta ayipoyindi, lay. Konama, wake up. We are all there. Full view of us. My father, myself, Dr. Konappa, Dr. Kadappa and all the nurses who are all flabbergasted at this whole episode. Wake up. సాయిరామా నీ కష్టం పెట్టినానప్పా నేను. షీ సెస్ నీకు ఐ హ్యావ్ గివెన్ యూ సో మచ్ ట్రబుల్. నాకేం కష్టమో, ఇదంతా అయిందిలే, నేను పద్మనాభ ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి రేపు వస్తాను. ఐ విల్ కమ్ టుమారో మార్నింగ్. ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా నువ్వు రెస్ట్ తీసుకో. యూ స్లీప్ నౌ. ఐ విల్ గో టు పద్మనాభ్స్ హౌస్. Padmanabh's house, we have to come. Nobody is there in this Jainagar third block. We have locked and gone to Puttaparthi. My mother is somewhere in the bus hanging around. Pannakonda, train, bullock cart, bus, all that. We go to my house at 10 o'clock. My father, myself, and Swami. My father belonged to that old generation of gentlemen. None of who are like that here anymore. My father only knows where the kitchen is because he can find my mother there. Other than that, he knows nothing about anything in the kitchen. We have gone there, no food. Swami has not had lunch. That dosa, whatever, he didn't eat. 1 cup of coffee in Penukonda. He says, in those days, no this Raj Daba, this Daba, that Daba, even to bring anything. First of all, nobody will bring from outside for Swami. Em Padmana, annam chesadaniki raadu kadu. You don't know how to cook. My father, very fair man, turning red. I am 5 years old. So, నీకు అమ్మ బియ్యం ఎక్కడ పెట్టింది తెలుసా? Do you know where Amma keeps the rice? Oh, Swami, I am very excited. Yes, Swami, I know where it is. But I don't know how to make anything. చూపించు. పద్మన, నేను బాయ్ స్కౌట్స్లో అన్నీ చేస్తూ ఉంటిలే. శేషంరాజు ఇంట్లో అన్నీ చేస్తూ ఉంటిలే. I used to cook everything in Sheshamraju's house even I was a boy scout. He takes the rice out. Padmana, నాకు మిరియాల చారు వస్తుంది తెలుసా? I know how to make pepper rasam. Can you believe this beautiful Lord? We sing Bhajans, Brahmanda Nayaka and all that. But he's our Nayaka. In our heart, he will do for us. He cooked rice and మిరియాల చారు, pepper rasam for himself. స్వామి మీరు భోజనం చేయండి, స్వామి భోజనం చేయండి అంటే వంట చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఫస్ట్ ఎవ్వరూ తినరు పద్మనాభ్. He made myself, my father eat, and then he sat and ate like this. Lord. Chesi, he stayed in our house. He didn't go back to Brindavan. Our Ramam Brahmam picture kutundi intasepla Swami ekkadi nunchi vachina. That poor Ramam Brahmam will get crazy if we go at 10 o'clock in the night. Why did Swami come in the night? Ikkadne unta. He stayed in our house. Next day morning, by that time 4:35 a.m. my mother arrived in the early. She comes and we open the door. Swami is there. Swami ikkadiki vachina. Immediately, as a housewife, which room did you make him sleep? Did you all take out the bed sheets? What did you all feed him? Immediately, we told her what had happened. By that time, Swami came out of the room. He said, Kamalamma vachinam kada, coffee taagte. After coffee, we will take coffee for Konamma. Konammaku coffee ichi nenu Brindavaniki veltanu. This Bhagwan took the coffee and went to Konamma. లేచావా నువ్వు? చూడు, పద్మనాభ్ ఇంటి నుంచి నేను కాఫీ తెచ్చాను నీకు. యూ డ్రింక్ ద కాఫీ. నేను ఇంక పోతాను. రామబ్రహ్మం చాలా వరి చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటాడు. ఐ విల్ గో దే. ఆ తర్వాత పద్మనాభ్ ఇంట్లో 15 రోజులు ఉండి, ఆఫ్టర్ యు ఆర్ బెటర్, ఆఫ్టర్ 15 days యూ కమ్ టు బృందావన్ అండ్ దెన్ యూ మే గో బ్యాక్ టు పుట్టపర్తి. నేను వస్తానులే, నువ్వు వస్తువంట. హీ సెడ్, బ్లెస్డ్ విభూతి, బ్లెస్ డాక్టర్ కాళప్ప, gave him a pendant. Illa Swami, Beda Swami, ನಾನು ಇಂಥ ಮಹಿಮೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ. ಐ ಸಾ ಸಚ್ಚ ಮಹಿಮಾ. ಬೇಡ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನೇನೂ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಕಾಳಪ್ಪ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ. I will not do anything free for my devotees. I will not take free like that. He gave him some pendant, went back. Humility, egolessness, taking the coffee, making rasam for my father who was not an expert in the kitchen. That is our Swami. Egolessness leads to love. Without love, why would Swami have done that? Without love of Konamma to Swami, why would Swami have done that? That love led to seva from her side, washing dishes for years and years, selling peanuts outside, accepting 2 saris from Swami. There are many incidents for each of these. I will speak about it some other time. When you do seva, you see divinity in all. You have all heard me tell you the Dunnapota Katha in our Horsley Hills. When Swami went and thanked the 2 buffaloes for bringing water for his devotees and materializing vibhuti and telling those 2 buffaloes, don't cry, I will come back next summer. Don't cry, I will come back next summer. From that divinity which we all saw, it leads to Namasmarana. Did we all not do Namasmarana just now? We don't have to sing bhajans continuously for, I've taken more time, I do apologize. We have talked about Swami, our beloved Swami, that is our Namasmarana. That Namasmarana has brought us all together while we imagine Konamma's devotion, while we imagine the buffalo's devotion, while we imagine Dasharatha Rama Reddy Garu's wife tying garlands. It has brought us near and dear to him. If we are near and dear to him, the goal of human life is to become one with him. Sai Ram. Happy Ugadi to all of you. I hope this year will make us more near and dear to him through all of the 9 steps that Swami has given. We are able to practice it because he has practiced and shown it to us. Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my most humble salutation of our beloved Bhagwan, who is our only friend, the only master, and the only one because of whom we are all here together as one family. Thank you, sister. Today, it's not that this is with Swami, we can say anything as a coincidence. It's all Sai incidents. Because sister was going to be traveling last week to US. It got postponed and we are all blessed to have this here. Because Bhagwan wanted on this Ugadi day that we hear from her this important message of the 9 steps. And that's our journey for the next one. In fact, this particular Nama Samvatsara, it's called Parabhava. And that means it's about overcoming something. It's about overcoming defeat. And what is that message is? The answer that the sister gave is our homework about transforming ourselves and becoming ourselves a useful instrument to Swami. And that is the message that we got today. It's not something that, something that we heard as an experience. It's a message for the next 1 year that we will carry. Because this particular year is considered to be among the 60 Samvatsaras, the 40th one. In that, if you do a chat GPT or a Google, you will find that it's a year where it's about spiritual transformation that will get defined for each one. Everybody will go through a form of a transformation. And what to do was the answer that we heard today. In fact, today, 2026, the same Samvatsara was in 1966. On that 23rd March 1966, Swami in Bombay gave the Ugadi message. And in that, he talks about that the new year is not about happening in a year, but it should be happening every second. Every second is a new year. And then, in the last, he brings across a very important message that towards the end, where he talks about in that discourse. I would recommend all today to read that discourse because that was on the same Samvatsara that Swami gave on 23rd March 1966. And towards the end, he says that, after doing all karmas, offer that karma to the God. Don't have the phala of that karma for yourself, but offer it to God. So the whole aspect of what we are talking about, the journey with Swami, it's all about offering up to Swami. Two or three important prayers today that I would like to offer on behalf of all at the lotus feet of Bhagwan is the first prayer is Swami, bless us with the capacity that we are always continuously are able to study about you and reflecting. It's very, very important. I remember one particular incident when I was sitting in Panti in the portico. One day, Swami on the other side came and he was then talking to then controller of examination, Nandanjaya sir. And uh, those days, I had an opportunity that sir would call me for, some discussions. And during the discussions, he will also share some of the incidents and letters that Swami has written to him, etc. So that particular day, Swami went to him and he said, he went, something is, sir is talking, again he goes back, again he comes, something 2, 3 times it happened. So after my lectures that happened in the institute, I went to his office and then sir was telling today it was a very interesting thing. Swami came to me and he's telling me, ask something, whatever you ask, I will give you. So sir said, Swami, you have given me everything. I don't need anything. Everything you have given for me. I don't need anything. So again Swami goes. Again Swami comes to him. Again asks the same question. You ask something. I want to give it to you today. Again sir goes across. Again sir tells the same answer. But the third or fourth time when Swami again comes and asks the same question, sir this time made a prayer. And he told Swami, Swami, bless me with the capacity to give happiness to you. That was a beautiful prayer that I got. It reminded me as sister was sharing this beautiful experiences. That what is very important is offer that prayer that Swami blesses with the capacity to give happiness. Because without his sankalpam, we cannot even think of him. Without his sankalpam, we cannot be here. Without his sankalpam, we could not have had the Shravanam of today's experiences on this holy day. And that too, on a very important occasion, because it's not just Ugadi, it's also Cheti Chand for Sindhi community where they pray for the birth of Varuna Devata. It is also Chaitra Navratri, where one of the Navratris, 9 days Durga Puja happens across the country. It is also Gudi Padwa in Maharashtra, where on that same, a new year for them. So it's a very holy day. On holy day when we are hearing this and we are all here, fortunate enough, it's purely His mercy on us. So what do we do and learn as a prayer from us? The first prayer we do is, we may not be able to read all that we, the Veda, the Vainis, all that we may be doing. But one thing we can all do daily, study about Swami and reflect Swami. This is one thing that is extremely, extremely important for each one of us. Because this is one Lord who came to our level, who actually, came to our level. He became a mother, he became a student, he became so many roles he played. In fact, if we see Swami in the darshan, we will see him that he comes across to the devotees, he becomes Bhagwan. He comes to the student side, he becomes a mother. He will ask, hey, did you have proper breakfast? Hey, did you do this particular thing, etc. He comes to the portico and he looks at the teacher side, he becomes a chancellor of the university. He looks at the other side, he becomes the director or the head of the Satesa Institute of Higher Medical Science. You go to the upper portico, he is a guest, he hosts all the guests there and talks to them in that particular language. In that 15-20 minutes darshan, he plays so many roles. We all play so many roles. We play roles of father, brother, mother, son, etc. in our home. We play in our profession different roles. In the organization, we play different roles. How do we reflect at Swami and say that Swami as a mother, how he would do? Swami as a CEO, what he would do? Swami as a marketing person, how he would do? In everything, we will have an answer. And this answer, for that, it's very important that we are all bestowed with a role and responsibility in everything. And these are all very temporary. Because one of the key things that is always there is, I was an Electronic City Samiti convener sometime back. Today, they tell me that you are ex-Electronic City convener. Tomorrow, it will be ex-district president. So that will always going on. So if X is permanent, the role is temporary. But in this role, what we play, how can we be impactful? How can we offer to Swami that gratitude for which he has bestowed that role? If he has made us in the role of a devotee, what is the gratitude we offer that? If he has given us the role of an office bearer in certain particular positions, how do I offer that gratitude back to his lotus feet? This is a very, very important thing that we can consciously do only when we study and understand his life. Because everything that he did, was that he did not take a birth in a city like Bangalore or Chennai. In a Puttaparthi where there was nothing, right? In those days, imagine 1926, how Puttaparthi would have been. From there, he starts his journey. So we have to understand Swami's journey. He did not start after announcing in 1940 with Manasa Bajari that he is God, and he did not start the organization. He actually created a foundation, and in 1967-68 is where the organization started. So when we study Swami's life, we study Swami's message, and when we try to apply that into our own aspect of whatever role and responsibility we play, we will get a very good answer about how we should approach it. What are the type of ways in which we deal with it? So one of the very important thing is, it's very important to study Swami. It's very important to reflect Swami, because that's the easiest of way. And in everything that he will come and he will talk across in a very simple way. And for our organization, study circle is one of the most important foundation of the organization. Earlier, I used to see that if you do not attend a bhajan, it is okay. But if you're not attending a study circle, the convener or the office bearer seniors will come and say, why are you not attending? Because that is where many things about Swami we will understand. And that's one of the things that we should pray, that in all the samitis in Bangalore South, we should have Nagar Sankirtan and study circle as the first foundation if we want to have our samitis and organization to grow and spread Swami's love and message. I remember one incident. This was in 1990 or 92. That was in January when Swami visited Dharmakshetra. And it so happened that there was a study circle talk Swami was to give. Swami enters into the prayer hall, Shantideep. The state president then, K.R. Rao sir, gave Swami the mic. Swami said, remove it. He comes, he stands in the middle. And there is a semicircle on gents and ladies, he said. And the first question he asks to everybody, what is study? And then everybody gives different answers. Swami said, study means to remain steady in life. So if we have to remain steady in life, then most important thing is to study Swami and reflect Swami at all times. And in that session of study circle for 30 minutes or 45 minutes that Swami took, he talked about many things like, full-time devotee, full-time salary, part-time devotee, part-time salary. Some of these important messages he was taking, but he actually conducted a study circle. How it should be, how different contradictions in questions will come. In one questions, it will be like, if you do karma, then, automatically you will have likes and dislikes. You will have ego, right? And if you have ego, you will have, it's like edging God out. In another, if you don't do karma, then how do you? So what are the ways? So people will have so many questions. In fact, I remember when I was in Geneva as one of my trip, there when I used to attend the Samiti, if I don't attend the bhajan, it is okay. They used to have on Monday and Friday. Friday they used to have in French, Monday in English. If I don't attend the study circle, the convener will come to your place. What happened and all. And you have to really prepare notes and all. So that was the importance given to study circle. Somewhere or the other, I think we are missing that thing, because of which we are actually missing on learning about Swami and his life. So one of the prayers to Bhagwan is that is in this particular from Ugadi onwards, let us start the study circle again. Let us reflect Swami's life, how he lived, what are the important messages. Because that through that, one of the important things that we will build up for ourselves. We are not ordinary people. We are very, very, very fortunate and divine people. In the 84 lakh different type of species that are available, mankind is the, highest. In that, having born in a country like Bharat, then in that, having born at a time when the Lord walked, then at a time when the Lord chose us and introduced himself. In fact, once to the boys he was telling that, who are you to do seva to me? It is I who have come to do service to you. It is I who am serving you. So it is never that we are serving Bhagwan. It is he who is serving us. And second, important he told at that point in time, he said, still you can do one service for me. And he said to the boys that when everybody around you sees me through you, that is your seva for. That means we have to elevate ourselves to this level of mindset, or the divine mindset I call. Because most of the time, our major approaches is that we will look at a normal human mindset. We are not, we are very, we are really fortunate that Bhagwan has chosen us. Now, when Bhagwan has chosen us, we cannot have an ordinary mindset. We cannot say this is possible, not possible, we can do, we cannot do, all the excuses, reason, nobody is coming, all pitying, all these are all, things. But when it comes to the divine mindset, we have to think like Bhagwan. And for thinking like Bhagwan, we have to study and reflect on his life. And that is one of the important prayer that I would, request that we all should pray to Bhagwan and do this as one sadhana. Because if we do that, our understanding of Bhagwan will be, improved. Second important thing is, whatever today, we are in a particular phase of life where everything is more artificial. And today, further it has got added is the artificial technology to it. In fact, last week when I was having one of the event in Vrindavan, and it was about an event on artificial intelligence versus emotional intelligence. And by default, if you see, our lifestyle itself is artificial. If you really reflect, our elders had lived a better lifestyle than what we are living. Today, everything is we cannot be a slave to the mobile phone, we are slave, look at the kids. Everywhere you have so many channels. So things have become very different than what it was. So what makes this artificial intelligence technology coming to an artificial lifestyle is a bigger danger. And we have one particular responsibility as Sai devotees, that human values that Bhagwan has really enshrined, which is the core of everything. We need to imbibe and reflect more, practice that more, and invoke Swami's love and share that with all. And that's very, very important, because the only difference between artificial and artificial, that is something that is coming from the art, is the HE. When we look at a normal lifestyle, it will be artificial. But when we include him in our life, when he comes to the life, everything starts coming from heart. Then it is artificial. This is another important message that we should learn today and take it from here how we can. Third important thing from the organization perspective, definitely from today, the prayer is that we should not bifurcate or get trapped in the rituals. One of the big, the learning in the last 30-35 years with Swami, both in the organization and in the institute, has been only one thing. There is two aspects of Swami, which I put it into two buckets: Sai Daya, Sai Maya. It's very easy to get trapped in Sai Maya. We may put something bhajan and then we ourselves will get into the trap and figure the larger objective of what we are doing. So important is that everything is, we have to be to be in the Sai Daya side, as sister said, gratitude, humility, these attributes which Bhagwan himself demonstrated how to be practiced. Otherwise, it's very easy that we can all fall in the Sai Maya bracket. And when we fall in that, what is the easiest way to measure ourselves? Is if we are not able to invoke Swami's love and share Swami's love, the first important measurement for ourselves is nobody wants to speak with you, nobody wants to connect with you. That's the first level of audit that we should do at our level itself. And if we are having Swami's love and we are able to share, then we will be able to connect with one and all. Because that's how Swami demonstrated. He had a heart-to-heart relationship with everyone. And when he had that, everybody felt personalized. Everybody felt that, Swami was for him or her. That is the thing that, we have to learn. That, how do we connect to others? By our presence, how can we make everybody welcoming? How can everybody feel that warmth? How can we be selfless like what Swami did for, his devotees? These are the important things that we should carry across. So, second important thing is that, Naga Sankirtan is again a very important thing because in one of the talks Swami said is that is the first step towards the journey. And he took the example of the Lord Venkateshwara, the Lord of Seven Hills. He says, if you're not able to take the first step and cross the hill, how will you reach the 7 steps to see the Lord? So Naga Sankirtan again was a very important thing. And I have seen in Dharmakshetra at least that, when the Dharmakshetra Naga Sankirtan used to be very beautiful one, when Swami will come and he will stand and he will, think. But the beauty is the Naga Sankirtan will start at 5:30. Swami will be in the garden area by 4 o'clock, 4:30. And he will wait for the Suprabhatam, everything to start, and then the Nagar Sankirtan, and till that time he will be waiting in that area. That was a type of importance Swami showcased, that how important it is. Right? So if a Samiti, if we have in Bangalore South, we have 25 lakh population. How do we spread Swami's love to everybody? How do we make the impact the way Swami did for all of us? How can we be his instrument, make that impact? For that, the vehicle is the Samitis. For the Samitis to flourish, the key thing is study circle and Naga Sankirtan. Bhajans, Narayan Seva, Valmika, these are definitely there. But these two are the foundations in which. Because if we don't do this properly, we may get into the Maya side when we do all the other things. We will start doing and we start saying that this is an activity and not actually, we are doing this activity, that activity, etc. But we'll forget the larger purpose of what we are doing, why we are doing, and what impact it is making on us, and how are we measuring ourselves. That am I a better person than what I was yesterday? Because if we don't do this, then we will not, whatever our time spent, whatever the opportunities Bhagwan gave, we would have missed on those things in terms of evolving ourselves and end up actually revolving. So let us not revolve from this. Let us evolve. The last important thing is, let us, everything in this year, offer it to Bhagwan. The gratitude, most important, because that is the first step. And I remember when we say offering, it's about offering, doing God's work, not good work alone. There was once in the, some office bearers, they had made a very beautiful seva that they had done. They showcased to Swami, and one of the elders, Dr. K.K. Mistry, was with Swami at that point in time. In that, he told me this particular incident. He said that it was very nice, very, very impressive. And after that, he said to Swami, Swami, good work. Swami said, good work to hai, God's work hai kya? So then Swami said, he said, good work to hai, God's work hai kya? Then K.K. Mistry said to Swami, all good work is God's work. Then Swami said, it's not like that. Then Swami said, when we are doing a good work without offering to God, it becomes a performance. It is for the world. But when we are doing God's work, it should be that when it is an offering to Bhagwan, then it becomes a God's work. And when we are doing an offering to Bhagwan as a God's work, then it doesn't matter, right? Sometimes we get very stuck. And one of the examples which I always feel that which we always get stuck are the areas of mic. In fact, I was thinking of this mic, and the mic actually started here also playing the Leela as elsewhere also. That many times in the bhajans, without mic, we may not be able to do. Sometimes we may not be able to do because of particular thing. These are all okay. Because we want to offer nicely to Bhagwan, we do. But what Swami wants is is it done with that feeling? And that is where there were two incidents that I remember. One was 2009 in Brevon Stadium. I was I was responsible for the stage. Uh, uh, so in the afternoon, when I was setting it up things across in the stage, one, one of the celebrity came and he said, "Today's mommy has told my son to play the santoor, so he will have to tune all the equipment, etc. Can you please allow him?" So I told sir, some security clearance has to be there. After that, I will tell you. He goes, another celebrity comes, "Today Swami has told me to play." Again, same thing. Again, third. So I was wondering, three celebrities, all of them are going to do this performance today in Brevard Stadium. But when the actual event happened, it was only Swami students who offered in the beautiful things that you have seen in the videos. I think so. With Swami, what he looks at is the offering, and hence what's work is more important than the good work. So whether it is Narayan Seva, Bhajans, etc., we have to be very careful that are we offering to Bhagavan or are we doing it as a performance? If it's an offering, then we have to feel him here. That in his presence, will I do what I am, will I have the same challenges and will I do the same? Same thing that, when when I'm not seeing him in the physical thing. In physical form, how we will present ourselves, the same thing we should present ourselves even at all times, thinking that he is at all place and all times watching us. So with this are the three important prayers this year, on this new year. Let us offer that we all study Swami, reflect Swami. Let us, from our organization and committee, we have to spread Swami's love. We have to make Sai Gitanjali is nothing short of a Vrindavan or a Prashad Nilayam. Because Swami walked, I was working with sister the other day. Whether it's the fan or the grill or the thing, so many things Swami has personally took it, attention and has built this and has given us this opportunity to be coming here and using it for our own sadhana and self-development. We have to take care of it. We have to really make this as we may go to Ayodhya, we may go to Kashi, but the same Rama and Krishna is also has come here. Then is this not as a same Tirtha Kshetra? But how do we do it? For that, we all have to come together. We have to all work together. We have to make that feeling. That feeling first should come to each one of us, starting from me and also with everybody. And then, that's the type of thing with which we do. Then I'm sure if there is anybody having any problem in Bangalore South, the first thing that they will think is, I should go to Sai Gitanjali. When I come here, I get a peace of mind. I feel some form where where I'm able to offer my prayers and I'm able to feel his presence and go with happiness and joy back home. And that type of thing that we have to build from. So we work towards on this from today onwards with these three prayers to Bhagwan. Bhagwan, bless us again with all the capacity to give happiness to you in whatever we do. Jai Sai Ram.
I would like to invite our Aishwari Madam to come on to the terrace and present the token of love to Geetha.
हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना वंदे महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलति आपदानवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदेव मरियन्तयुरीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयुरीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशेन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंधको मंगल आरती अंधको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की